25 more days left until we get up off of 2K25. Thank the good Lord this joint couldn't get here soon enough. And in case you guys didn't know, this week we should be getting presentation and my player information. The following week, we'll learn about my team and the W the week of 8/11. So we know there's going to be a lot of shooting changes coming to 2K26. Mike says for the first time ever, 2K players are going to experience what it feels like to have a pure green window with no RNG incorporated into shooting. What that's supposed to mean is that your success in shooting is going to be totally based in you, the 2K player, and your skill in shooting. I want to pull up this post from 2K Central referencing what Mike Wang had to say about 2K25 shooting. He says, to be clear, in 2K25, there was a pure green window on high risk, high reward. This after we learned that every single 2K had RNG in shooting. I don't even understand why Mike Wang tries to double down on this stuff. Surely there was a pure green window, but where RNG and randomness comes into play in shooting is one, on the early and late edges of your green window. The success of hitting your shots when you released your shots on the early or late edges of the green window were totally out of your hands and was at the mercy of 2K's randomness. Not to mention the additional randomness of the shifting green windows we had in 2K25. And Mike Wang confirms that for NBA 2K26, that green window is going to be pure and there's no longer going to be randomness in shooting. I'll quickly reference this post from Mike Wang when asked if there's going to be RNG in shooting for 2K26. He says, no, there will be no RNG in shooting. There has always been some element of RNG in every past version of NBA 2K, including NBA 2K24. NBA 2K26 will be the first version to feature a completely pure green window. He caps off this post by saying on pro or lower difficulties, you can still make whites, but otherwise it's green or miss. At this point, I'll believe it when I see it. The good folks over at NBA 2K Labs already found out that that new feature for quick catch and shoots, the no dip catch and shoot mechanic, will give players up to a 28% faster jump shot. For spot up shooters, this should be one of the first things you learn about.
Clay's new shot versus his old one. Both players caught the ball at the same time, but 2K26 Clay is using the new no-dip mechanic. This allows him to release his jump shot 28% faster versus old Clay. Which one do you prefer? Come sign up at NBA2KLab.com for the best release plans and jump shots.
That new no-dip shooting mechanic is definitely a W. I'm hoping that a lot of you guys are not confusing no RNG in shooting with no RNG in NBA 2K26, because RNG was incorporated into every aspect of NBA 2K25, whether it was the slingshot effect, which Mike Wang and the 2K development team refused to acknowledge.
What's your NBA 2K hot take? Well, mine's pretty simple. I let my opponent get out to a 20-point lead, and then I boat race him. It might be the slingshot effect, or it might just be that I'm that damn good. What is your hot take?
Whether it was in rebounding or 50-50 loose balls and offensive players just recovering the rock, and there was even RNG in your dribbling. I'll reference this post from Dako asking, now that we're talking about dribbling, is this gonna be fixed for NBA 2K26?
Can we get this animation removed, bro? Dude, this guy is reaching out the play. He's reaching the opposite way. Any normal NBA player is able to blow by the defender right here. What is stopping me? Why am I stumbling on an invisible wall? Stop trying to patch point guards. I like how you trying to implement a skill gap on the offensive end, but do the same thing for the defense. If you gamble, you reach, you miss the reach, you should get punished for that. There should not be no invisible wall stopping me.
Watching that joint is just brutal, and that happened far too often. Defenders completely reaching out the play or mistiming their reach and being rewarded for it. And the joint was so random, you never know when it's gonna pop up. And where did this animation even come from? I have no idea. These were one of the ways in which 2K even incorporated RNG into dribbling. It was so unnecessary in my opinion, and it undermines the skill of players for both offense and defense. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that 2K has this fixed and they just stay out the way. Give us the animations and just allow us to play. Now, it's said that the whole reason why RNG is so heavily been increased in NBA 2K games up to 2K25 was to combat against cheaters, those titans and scripts that have infiltrated 2K gameplay. Some players are wondering if 2K removes RNG in 2K26, then there's only gonna be more cheaters in the new game. If I'm not mistaken, 2K25 had the absolute most RNG than any 2K ever, and there was still cheaters invading the game. I'll reference this post from Tex. He says some people are actually mad RNG is gone for 2K26 because nothing will stop cheaters. Did you sleep through the entire year of cheating and boosting? Every event internet was already run by cheaters. RNG never stopped anything, and that's not even what it's for. Use your brains. I personally didn't experience a lot of cheaters in NBA 2K25. I mainly played the rec center and I stood away from events on 2K25, but you guys who ran these events, let me know what you think about this. Now into the next segment. I know some of you guys are wondering, what animations are going to be overpowered? What's going to be used as an exploit? 2K has always had issues with making some animations more effective than others, and this decreases the diversity in gameplay styles. You end up seeing the same routine over and over game after game. Is that the fault of the player for lack of creativity, or is it 2K's fault for limiting the effectiveness of certain animations? I'll reference this post from the good homie Black Cobra. He says to avoid people using the same fastest animations and having all others be obsolete, I think 2K should implement a perk/cons aspect to dribble style/animations. If people want to use the fastest animations, it should come at a cost of being deficient in body up/contact. If people want to use slower dribble styles, it should be deficient in speed, but it should excel in fighting through contact. Just something incorporated into these animations that'll give 2K players an opportunity to explore and try new things. Usually, one of the #1 criteria for choosing a particular animation is the speed in which it activates. In most 2Ks, speed kills. In 2K25, we got to experience a slight bit of what strength could offer 2K players. Did you experience what strong handles did for 2K players on 2K25? Casuals were able to left stick through defenders without having to worry about getting the ball ripped, and oftentimes blow right past them. What Black Cobra is proposing is that if you have slower animations equipped on your player, then you should be a more effective dribbler through contact. You welcome that contact and fight through it. In my opinion, it's a great idea in theory, but I don't think 2K would be able to execute this properly. And to tell you the truth, 2K hasn't talked much about defense for 2K26. In NBA 2K25, defense seemed improved, but that was mainly because offense was so handicapped from what we once had. I'm curious to see how 2K balances this all out in NBA 2K26. You guys let me know your thoughts about Black Cobra's idea in the comment section below. Moving on to the new park makeovers in NBA 2K26. We're supposed to be getting some realistic looking parks like you would see if you went to an IRL park. I'll reference this post from AA sharing some of the previous parks we had over the last few years. He says, I'm very interested to see what NBA 2K26 realistic makeover parks end up looking like, while also being excited that we hopefully don't have to ever deal with the parks like these anymore. Sharing some of the images that you guys are seeing on screen. And he caps off the post saying, oh my god, some of these were actually impressively bad. I tried playing Park in NBA 2K25 and it was completely unbearable. I never thought the day would come where 2K players just really stopped playing one of the most popular game modes in 2K history, the Park game mode. The Park is where everybody used to play at. And it was dope because you could run into some of your favorite creators. You could easily load up and watch your friends play. Oftentimes, some players would just hang around the courts. It gave that neighborhood park type of feel. I'm hoping in NBA 2K26 we can get back on the park scene. But I'm curious to know how many of you guys are tired of waiting on dots. Do you guys think the park scene should be matchmaking? Maybe you guys will still be able to roam around the park, but when you hop on the dots, it immediately will put you into matchmaking. As always, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. If you guys want to stay up to date with the latest information on 2K26, definitely consider dropping a like and a sub. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.